girl, a wonderful girl, I'm the sweetest one in town. Can search for miles around, and no one like me can be found. I've got a smile, a wonderful smile, in a certain little way. Every time the boys get near me, they look at me and say, red hot mama, you're the one we need. Red hot mama, some charmer, yes indeed. They say that I should be in the follies, hot tamales, say that I got a pair of eyes just like old Svengalis. I confess that I possess the sweetest charms in town, and unless I miss my guess, the boys all follow me around. I could make a music master drop his fiddle, make a bald-headed man part his hair in the middle. I'm a red hot mama, but I'll have to turn my temper down. Girl, a wonderful girl, I'm the sweetest one in town. You can search for miles around, and no one like me can be found. I've got a smile, a beautiful smile, in a certain little way. Every time the boys get near me, they look at me and say, red hot mama, I'm the one you need. Red hot mama, some charmer, yes indeed. They say that I should be in the follies, hot tamales, they say that I got a pair of eyes just like old Svengali. I confess that I possess the sweetest charms in town, and unless I miss my guess, the boys will follow me around. I can make a Texas farmer forget his hay, make the devil throw his fork away. A red hot mama, but I'll have to turn my temper down. I'll have to turn my temper down. I'll have to turn my temper down. I'll have to turn my temper down.
Yo. How is everybody this morning?
I'm going to have to go to the store and get some Red Hots now.
Ooh. And now I lost what? There I am. Okay, I was lost in window hell again.
There you are, pretty Jim.
Pretty. Good morning, Becca. Good
Hey,
morning,
hon.
Parsons. Good morning, Griffey. And good morning, Sue Bear. And Jason. Hello, Jason. Should we do a roll call?
Roll call.
No, Michael.
Well, I don't know. It's another day. This is expected to be a half day of testimony, with the jury going on a field trip this afternoon to scenes of the crime, probably both bars and the Albert's former house where John O'Keefe's body was found. So we'll have a half day of coverage for you today. And what are you guys going to plan to do with your afternoon off?
Break in my new Steam Deck.
How about you, Phil?
Work.
Yes, Parson.
What's this work you speak of? That's a 4-letter word, sir.
I know.
Yes, Parson, they are taking the jury to a bar. 2 bars, in fact, today.
2 bars. 2 bars.
Are they gonna see how weak the vodkas are?
I would hope so, because that was a key to yesterday. The clip of Karen Reed saying she had 9 drinks, but they were weak. And then it's normal to have a vodka shot every 40 minutes. Normal.
It wouldn't have been so bad if it was every 40 minutes.
Yeah, because she had 9 of them in 5 hours.
9 of them in under 2 hours, I thought.
Something like that. Plus, she was driving while buzzed afterwards. So...
Cue the billboard.
Yeah.
Buzz driving is drunk driving, dumbass.
And literally, yeah. Oh, I was buzzed, but I wasn't driving recklessly. Well, okay, Karen. Okay, you weren't reckless while you were drunk.
Says most every drunk driver who ever gets pulled over.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just glad you didn't yell it was her freedom of speech to drive drunk.
Don't worry, Jesus had the wheel.
Yeah. Yeah. Good Lord.
Not freedom of speech, but it was her right to travel.
Yes, her right to travel over John O'Keefe. That's it.
Yes.
That reminds me, I got to work on the custom gear shift knobs with replacing the D with the T and then selling them to Sovsits for like $100.
I thought you were going to make a custom gear shift knob of Chili's face. With the big red glasses, though he doesn't wear those anymore. He apparently lost his big red glasses.
Sally Jesse Raphael will repoed him.
Remember back in the day, he was going to trademark his own image, including the red glasses. So no one could use him as a thumbnail on YouTube. He even had art drawn up of a silhouette of his face with the red glasses.
Right.
Good Lord.
Well, he could come up with an image and trademark that specific image, but actual photos of him with his red glasses would not be covered under that trademark.
And he recently abandoned his trademarks, attempts to trademark First Amendment Auditor and one ST Amendment Auditor. And he could not provide a permanent address was one of the problems with the trademarks. He was told you need to show you're living somewhere, and he could not.
Car.
We also have, well, not much more. What do you think Karen's going to do if she, after this trial? If she's convicted, obviously. But what if she's not convicted?
Getting a drunken stupor.
She's had 3 years now in the spotlight. She's had people literally worshiping her for 3 years now. She's had everyone pay her bills, pay for her expensive designer clothes, her dinners out at fine restaurants with the gang of defense attorneys. What happens next? Does she find a rich husband? Because she has no money right now.
Go commit another crime and milk the people for all they're worth.
Do you honestly think she will?
It's a distinct possibility.
Because she needs that attention. Parsons got here.
Because she's right attention. I'm not sure if YouTube will appreciate the word that I want to use after attention.
Parsons says, yeah, write a book, do a tour. It'll be like the movie Chicago, do a song and dance show. She's awful off key for a song and dance show, though. Parson Shield will hire her as a spokesman. And we're
You
back.
have joined the meeting as an attendee
Dun, dun,
and will be
dun.
muted throughout the meeting. The host would like you to unmute your microphone. You are unmuted.
Close the session. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
For the record, before the court is Como versus Karen Reed, 22 CR 117. The parties are present, the jury is not present, the matter is on for trial.
Thank you. So, good morning. I heard the council wanted to see me about something.
Yes, please.
All right, why don't you come on over to sidebar?
Sidebar one. I love when we start with a sidebar.
Sidebar one. Look at that. Nobody's in for the families. Just O'Keefe's family is there.
I was thinking maybe they hadn't let him in yet or something at first, because there's hardly anybody in the press box either.
Yeah. I mean, they're supposed to do a half day of testimony, so where the hell are all of Karen's supporters? And
In the exclusion zone?
If you see the line there, that is roped off so members of the public can actually get a couple of seats. So it's 3/4 for the family of Karen Reed, and then the nominal seat for unrelated people. Because remember, your tax dollars are at works here, folks, and you have the right to be in the courtroom.
Yep.
Did you give your cat her cheese ball so she'd shut up?
She's not eating them today. She's angry. That is Helen.
She's hangry.
She's hangry because we switched from the cheese poofs she was eating for a week back to the Utz cheese balls. And even though I dumped a whole thing of powdered cheese in there and shook it up good, she is angry. She thinks these are inferior.
Yes, Chief loves Cheetos, but he doesn't like any off-brand of the same things.
Well, she doesn't even like to eat them. She just licks the cheese off of them.
Oh, Chief loves to eat them.
So I literally buy a little container of powdered cheese off of Amazon every couple of months so I can put it in the big thing of Utz cheese balls.
All right.
You.
Now she's eating.
Okay. How's it works?
And I realized while you hear her, because the noise removal was off. Apologies for that, folks. I did not know.
Lieutenant Dan.
My noise canceling, I can't use it with well, I can't use it with the voice chats. I don't know. So I've had it off. So that's why you've been hearing background stuff with me that you normally wouldn't hear.
See, it usually works with my microphone. I just switched out the microphones last month, and I guess it's been off. But since I have so powerful noise canceling natively on the over-ear headphones, I'm not hearing anything in my room. It sounds fine with me. You know? Unless you tell me what you can hear, I don't know. So God knows what people have heard over the last month.
Just complaining cats.
Yeah. Just Helen in the background. Is this a second sidebar or is it still the first?
They came back from one, so if they're at the sidebar again, it's number 2.
Oh, it might be the jury coming in.
It's at number 2.
Griffey, save all your money for us, because you could torture me. Plus, documents are expensive. Documents are expensive. No, it doesn't, Griffey. That's just your membership member. You get or membership message. You get those for free with your membership. And we're back with the Karen Reed murder trial. The wonderful Karen Reed. Speaking of wonderful, how's Mrs. Pope this morning?
Fabulous.
Fabulous?
Fabulous.
Is she taking fashion tips from Karen Reed?
She is not. Although she did storm out of the house this morning.
Why did she storm out of the house?
She has to go into the office.
Oh, okay.
Same minutes every day.
Thank you, Jason D, for the $2.99 Australian Taze Gym. Thank you, Griffey, for the $10 Australian. Okay, I will restrict you. Well done on 6K, but 2 days, no more food. We'll add it. We'll make it 3 days since Jason D was at $2.99. We'll give him a discount since you're all Australians.
Since you're all criminals and probably stole that money.
3 days. 3 days.
3 days.
Phil.
3 days.
Victoria B's been a member for 3 months.
Thank you, Victoria.
Yes. Oh, good Lord. I think I'm taking a nap this afternoon. That's all I'm looking forward to.
Seeing that we got off so early yesterday, it was nice to get a nap that I didn't need to set an alarm for. Just napped until I was rested.
Yeah, you were lucky. I got drawn into going to Sam's Club and the horrors of Sam's Club just as school lets out, with all the families bringing the kids over there.
By the way, we're up to 803 days and only 292 to go.
Until 3 years.
So 3 years. 3 years.
Lord. And at 3 years, we add another restaurant that I'll be banned from.
Popeyes. Popeyes.
Thank you, Becca, for the $5 super chat. So that's another day. Congrats for 6K. I'm an honorary Aussie, so this is 2 days. No, it's just 1 day.
No, nice try.
1 day. Nice
try.
We will be having our celebration tonight on the Parson Show, which Parson is prepaid for 1 million shows, it feels like. Tonight we may have Judy and we may have Mark the Sarcastic Law Pug on to join us to talk about recent stupidity in the Lane Myers case, let alone whatever stupid things happened today on our live coverage of the Karen Reed murder trial, now at Sidebar, or whatever the hell this is. Griffey, I think our next grift should be for a set amount, I have to do 25 minutes of the exercise bike a day.
Ooh. Look at that.
But
Shades
not
of Floyd
on camera,
Wallace.
because you don't want to see that.
I kind of want to get I need a new computer desk. I'm thinking about getting one of the ones that raise so you can be standing.
Yep.
Yeah, the standing desks. Yeah.
Yeah. And if I get one of those, I want to get one of the treadmills.
Yeah, they now have the little treadmills that go right underneath.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. I actually saw one that folds up under the desk to be out from under your feet when you're not using it. And
Yeah, I saw a couple of those on sale at Christmas on Amazon. We do have a gigantic one from the early or the late 90s that's out in the shed. That's literally 4 feet across and 6 foot long. I told my mom at the time, don't buy this. You will never use it. It was $1,500 back then. And
oh,
she put
good.
it. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's cheap for a good treadmill these days.
Well, back then it was a big expense. She put it in the middle of the living room and she never used it. So it just sat there for a decade.
I don't use my treadmill as much as I did before I got my swim spa, but I still use it, especially during the winter when I don't want to go out to the swim spa.
Right. I've got a sit-down exercise bike next to me. I just need to get the gumption to use it.
Gumption.
Yes, gumption. I'm from 1892. Gumption. Gumption, and I reckon.
And parsnickety.
Or snickety. Welcome to the Parson Show, esteemed YouTube lawyer and Sobsit.
A steaming pile of soft-set.
That's what it sounds like. Come on, folks. Why do we have... You can tell I'm bitchy. I haven't had anything to eat today.
You are unmuted.
All right, why don't council calm down?
Another...
Sidebar.
Number 2, or at least.
I knew that cinnamon sugar flavored sidebar would be tasty today.
Now I'm kind of hungry for a cinnamon roll.
See?
Asshole.
I could just do with a bagel. A bagel with bacon.
Parson thinks the judge is NCR worthy.
She probably is. She looks like my Aunt Renee, though. Same haircut. Though my Aunt Renee is in her late 70s. No, Griffey, I'm allowed carbohydrates. I'm just not allowed them from Subway, KFC, Taco Bell, Chick-fil-A, and Arby's.
Yep, and just for Jim, I might have Chick-fil-A for lunch if we're going to get out early.
where apparently it's not at the mall, it'll be downtown that we're getting the Chick-fil-A, so it'll be even closer. But it won't be built by June 6th or June 5th.
Oh,
No.
Jim. But you'll get all the flyers in the mail from it.
Probably. As long as we don't lose the crazy tomato, I'm otherwise happy.
What is the crazy tomato?
It's a local chain which has the Crazy Club, which is literally a club sandwich the size of a small birthday cake. With those round birthday cakes you can get at the store.
Kind of like those, the restaurants that used to have the huge hamburger that...
Yeah, kind of like that. It's got French fries on it. It's got coleslaw on it. It has the optional fried egg because this is Pennsylvania. Plus like 3 types of meat, cheese, onions, lettuce, tomato, etc. The thing is huge. I could eat like a quarter of it, but I sat here and my nephew Jesse ate the entire thing in one sitting. And I was scared. That was just too much food.
Some of the food challenges that I've tested. Oh my Lord. I've been able to finish like there's a restaurant, I forget how large the steak was, but God, it was more steak than you should eat in a solid week.
Right.
And then you also had to eat a huge baked potato fully loaded, and I forgot there was more.
See, I couldn't do that. Just like every year we when I go to the fair with my friend, we talk about eating all this stuff, but I just don't have I can't eat that much all at once. We talk about getting this and getting that and pigging out when we end up having a gyro and splitting a big thing of fries.
Right.
When back in the day in my 20s, I could go and pig out.
Well, that's when I was doing those challenges, was mid-teens to late 20s.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
No jury yet, so...
What? You absolutely did not. Come on.
Ooh, fight.
Hot mic.
Hot mic, yeah. They keep going back to that corner with no supporters for Karen Reed.
Back to you, Cohen now.
Thank you, tomatoes. I'll check it out in a second.
All rise, to articulate. Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye, all persons having anything to do before the Honorable Beverly Cannoni, the Justice of the Superior Court, holding in Dedham within and for the County of Norfolk. Draw near, give your attendance, and you shall be heard. God save the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. This court is in session. Please be seated.
For the record, before the
Now
court
I
is
want a
Como versus
cannoli.
Karen Reed, 22 CR 117. The parties are present. Our 18 jurors are present. The matter is on for trial.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. Good morning again, counsel. Good morning again, Ms. Reed. Good morning, jurors. Good morning. When we leave you out there, we're very much aware that we're leaving you in another room waiting, but we were working this morning to help streamline things, and we were successful, so we do appreciate your patience. I do have to ask you those questions. Were you all able to follow the instructions and refrain from discussing this case with anyone since we left yesterday? Yes. Everyone nodded affirmatively or said yes. Were you also able to follow the instructions and refrain from doing any independent research or investigation into this case? Everyone said yes or nodded affirmatively. Did any of you happen to see, hear, or read anything about this case since we left yesterday? No. Thank you. Everyone said no. All right, folks, as you know, this morning we are going on a view. And a view is simply, we're going to a place that you've heard about and that you will continue to hear about during the course of the trial. The purpose of the view is to help you better understand the evidence which you'll hear during the course of the trial and to help you appreciate the location and its surroundings. So the view that we're going on is part of the case, and it means that the observations that you make there can be used and considered by you in your deliberations on this case in reaching a verdict. So we're going to, you've heard 34 Fairview Road in Canton. The lawyers and I will accompany you. For the Commonwealth, we'll be accompanied by Attorney Brennan, and ADA Lally, ADA Schillinger, and for the defense, Attorney Yannetti and Attorney Little. The lawyers will have the opportunity, Mr. Yannetti and Mr. Brennan, have the opportunity to point out various things that they may want you to direct your attention to. Otherwise, there's no conversation between the lawyers and the jurors. So it's simply in a few minutes you'll hear a little bit from each Mr. Brennan and Mr. Yannetti about what they want you to look at. And then when we get there, they'll direct you, look in this direction. They won't be able to testify to you, but they'll direct you on what they want you to look at. While you're in the view, you're not to take any notes, you're not to take any pictures, you're not to conduct any independent investigation at all during the view or any time during the trial. You're not to return to this scene or ask anybody to go back there for you. Today's your chance. You'll see photographs during the course of the trial, I bet, but today's your chance to really look at everything. So the best way to summarize a view is that your job is to simply stop and look. It's really no more complicated than that. So your responsibility is to see the place, observe it carefully, and to remember what you see. Now, during the trip to and from the view, and while at the view, you're not to discuss this case or anything about it with other jurors. We'll be accompanied by court officers who will direct you, and the court officers are there for all of us. So you'll be under their supervision until you're returned back here. So that's basically it. We'll be leaving in a few minutes, but first, before Madam Clerk swears the court officers in, Mr. Brennan, do you want to make a view opening?
May I?
Please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. As Her Honor explained to you, we're going to go to 34 Fairview Road. You have some exhibits that are already in evidence. You haven't had a long time to look at them, study them. But essentially, we're going to go to 34 Fairview Road. I ask you to pay attention to the street, the front yard of the home. And you'll see to the left side of the front yard in the corner, there'll be a car. It's the Lexus that we've spoken about, the defendant's Lexus. And you'll also see a flagpole and a fire hydrant. And so I'd ask you to take a look from different vantage points. Take a look from that area where the flagpole is, from where the fire hydrant is. And you'll see on the street before the grass is a little berm, concrete that comes up a little bit. I'd ask you just to note that when you go there. One thing I'd suggest is April 25th, 2025, not January 22nd, 2022. So the weather will be very different. The temperature will be different. The conditions will be different. We're going to go there probably at 10 o'clock. It won't be the same visibility. It won't be the same elements and the same colors. Keep that in mind when you're looking around. When you look at the Lexus, there's a couple things I'd ask you to look at. There is some evidence already in photographs of the right rear tail light. When you look at that tail light, it will be different than the photograph that is in evidence. It has been removed, so it will appear differently, and you'll later hear testimony explaining that process. Also, I'd ask you to make a note on the Lexus about the height of the bumper. I'd ask you to make note of the height of the right rear tail light. And I'd also ask you to take note of, on the top of the hatchback, there is a part that protrudes. I'd ask you to take a look at that as well. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Brennan. Ms. Tianetti?
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning. As I told you at the start of the trial, my name is David Tianetti. I have an office in Boston and in Dedham. And on behalf of my co-counsel, we will be accompanying you on the view that you will take today. Although the view is not evidence, I suggest to you that you will find it to be helpful, important, even necessary as you later do your investigation of this case within the four walls of this courtroom. You've already received into evidence, some photos and videos, but there is no substitute for your own two eyes. As we all know, photos and videos sometimes can be misleading in terms of relative distances, depending upon the perspective from which the photo is taken. But your eyes are the best computer that you could bring to the view.
Shouldn't they have done this while it's dark out?
Certain things that we'd like you to observe. The house, the second floor window to that house, the three front doors in the front of the house, the driveway, the street, the front lawn, and the flagpole. And we'll be asking you specifically to consider the distance between that second floor front window and the front lawn. The distance between the front doors to the house and that front lawn. The distance between the driveway to the front lawn. And we'll be asking you to take a good look at that Lexus. Just stand next to it. Just size it up. To take it in. You were all selected as jurors because the parties entrusted that you would do a proper investigation.
Because you were too stupid to get out of jury duty.
On behalf of Ms. Reed, we have every confidence that you will do a proper investigation. Thank you.
All right, jurors, I have to make something very clear. So the purpose of this view is to help you better to understand the evidence that you'll hear during the trial and to help you appreciate the location and its surroundings. The view you'll take is part of this case. The observations that you make while on the view may be used and considered by you in your deliberations in reaching a verdict. So at the end of the trial, when I explain to you what is evidence and what is not, I'll remind you that your observations on this view can be used by you in your deliberations. Also, while you're in the view, the same way you're not to take any notes or photographs, you're not to conduct any investigation on this case. You really are simply to stop and look, okay? Those are the instructions. We will see you in a few minutes. All right, thank you. Oh, sorry, Madam Clerk has to swear in the court officers.
If you could all raise your right hand, please. Do each of you solemnly swear that you will take the jury upon the premises in question and there suffer them to view the same or any property, place, or thing bearing upon the issue in the trial as the parties may think necessary? That you will not permit the parties to enter into a debate in the hearing of the jury, nor any person to speak to them unless it be the attorneys of record, then only to point out such places or things as they may deem expedient for the determination of the issues. That you will keep the jury together until they shall return to court, unless the court shall otherwise order, so help you God. Thank you.
All right.
What do you think the chances are the crotch goblin will be at the location?
He's probably already there.
Goodbye.
So, folks, it looks like that's it for the day. If they come back, I'll come back on with coverage later, but I think this is it. They said it was a half day for the jury, and this would occupy the half day.
The only thing they might do is bring them back to dismiss them.
More than likely, yeah.
Because their probably personal belongings and stuff are probably there at the courthouse. So
right. So
and they're gonna have to get their vehicles to go home because I doubt they're probably gonna take them out on a bus.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Otherwise, we've got 2 documents posted. They're not in the California system yet for Chile de Castro. Looks like someone took a picture of the 2 documents, the 2 that we've been waiting for. Now, I cannot validate that these are actual documents and that someone didn't Photoshop, but it's a good source in the past. So let's quickly just go over these things while we have you here, because most of you are also Chile files. So let me pull this screen up.
That's very insulting of you.
What? To call them Chile files?
Accusing people of being Chile files.
Okay.
Chili plants. Chili plants.
Let's see if I can make this bigger.
That's what she said.
I, Jose de Castro, declare as follows. I am the plaintiff in this matter, and I currently represent myself in I can't pronounce it. Where's pants when I need them? Propria persona. I filed this lawsuit because I was being harassed, stalked, and publicly defamed by individuals, including the defendant, Michael Parentini. The conduct escalated to the point where I felt I had no choice to seek relief through the courts, or no choice but to seek relief through the courts. I took this action to protect myself and to stop the ongoing harm. From March 2023 to July 2023, he's got the date wrong here, it was 2024. I was incarcerated in Clark County, Nevada. That incarceration was later ruled unlawful. My conviction was overturned on appeal. I was released and my record has since been expunged. While I was in custody, this lawsuit moved forward. During that time, I did not have consistent access to legal resources, the internet, or court communications. I was unable to properly respond to discovery requests or participate in hearings. Important deadlines and rulings occurred without my input. I acknowledge that in a past filing, I stated I would file further lawsuits against Mr. Parentini. I said that because I believed, and still believe, that I have the right to seek legal recourse when someone is actively harassing and threatening to continue stalking and defaming me. There are 2 sides to this story. Mine has not been heard, and I never had a full opportunity to present it. I am not trying to avoid court process or frustrate the administration of justice. I filed this case because I believe in its merit. I am now seeking to dismiss it without prejudice in good faith, based on where things stand procedurally and my current pro se status. It is not a tactic, but a reset.
Ooh.
I ask this court to allow this dismissal without prejudice under Code of Civil Procedure, Section 581. I understand the court's role and discretion. I am simply asking simply for fairness in light of my inability to fully participate due to factors beyond my control. So, okay, number one, he got the dates wrong. It was last year, not 2023. Number two, well, he's been out since July. Since July, he had a lawyer, and he had several orders to participate, let alone the opportunities to participate. He skipped a deposition. He refused to file. And now that there's literally just 1 or 2 charges left against Paratini, oh, let's reset. I can't participate. Really?
Yeah. His time of being incarcerated only gives him an excuse for 4 months.
Right.
Out of 2 years of this bullshit.
Right. Here is what he filed for his objection request. Basically, this is just cut and paste from ChatGPT.
Of course, it's from Chile.
He's not even trying to make an argument here. It's just he's cut and pasted sections.
Conclusory statements. Yep.
Yep. This is just print out garbage. That's. I wish the judge could smack him upside the head for the garbage we've got. Yes, Jason D. He just wants to weasel out of this.
Well, to smack him upside the head, just kick him in the ass, since that's where his head is.
Oh, and it's apparently from Trellis Law, so, yeah. Stop sharing screen, and wonderful. That's our Chile update. Again, it looks like they're done for the day. If they do come back for any reason, we'll be back with you. But for us, let's get out of here.
Alrighty then.
No, I want to stay.
On that note, folks, we will be back. If anything, we'll be back tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern with our Parson Party for 6,000 subscribers.
6K. By the way, I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but our nearest competitor,
yeah,
has a bit of a hard on for you.
Yeah.
And somebody else. And that other person, I happened to catch a live the other day, and she had 1,000 people in chat.
Yeah.
So the wrath of our nearest competitor doesn't really seem to have that much of an impact, apparently.
Oh, well, to each their own. You know,
that was kind of interesting.
We may not draw huge crowds here, but they tune in for the newscasts, and they tune in for our news stories on a consistent basis. So fun times. Anywho, let's get out of here. Good afternoon, or good morning, evening, afternoon, everybody. We'll see you again a little bit later today.
Bye. afternoon, everybody. Carry your tab over until the evening.
Bye-bye.